All right, we are live.
Hey.
Friday Night Draw. It's that time again. We are brought to you tonight by NSC TV Live. That's a mouthful. Sorry. So hey, as always, Rodney's here. How we doing, Chief?
We're doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, tired. Can't talk. But hey, we got a new Mandalorian today.
That's right. It's Friday. We've got new Mandalorian, so it's all good.
Yes. And if you haven't seen it yet, ho, is it good?
No, we have not. So
all right. Well, I won't spoil anything, but man, once we bounce off of here, try to take that in.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll watch it tonight when we shut everything down here.
Because it will get spoiled the second you get on the internet.
Yeah, fortunately, I've been podcasting all day, and we were talking about it backstage, the Star Wars podcasts, and they were spoiler free because they sounded like they had both watched it too. So it was nice that they kept it spoiler free.
Yeah, those guys do a really good job at it, and that's why I enjoy listening to them. It's like this morning I looked at my phone a couple times because I had some notifications, whatever, and I saw things popping up. I was like, oh, gotta shut this down before anything gets spoiled.
Oh yeah.
Perry's in the house, says Mando is awesome.
Hey Perry. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
It's a lot of fun. We're gonna get some lot of fun for this season, it seems like. So should be good for the next what do we got? This was episode 3, so we got like 5 episodes left. That's not enough.
Although I do have to say that I hope Baby Yoda's not in this episode because he ate eggs and have you seen that crap?
Oh yeah, I squirrel.
Yeah, we've just been squirreled. That didn't take long.
Yeah. Oh, we're 3 minutes in and we've already got squirreled, and Andrei's not even here yet.
He's tending to the squirrels.
All right. So we got Venom on tap for tonight.
Yes, can't wait.
So we changed it up. Rodney and I are both doing Venom tonight. So we'll have a little fun of dueling Venoms.
The dueling Venoms.
Because we are Venom.
Exactly. We are Venom.
Get our symbiote on, I guess, here tonight.
There you go. This is the best Western I have ever watched.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I because of watching this, I actually want to dive into watching some of the Westerns and the Kurosawa films that have inspired all of it.
Yeah.
The HBO Max app has a ton of the Kurosawa stuff and the Westerns and whatnot. So I want to go in and do a little deep dive and watch some of that stuff because I didn't realize I was a Western fan until I started watching this.
Huh. Yeah, I can't say that I'm a Western fan. If it's a good story and the acting and the cinematography is good and it's a Western, okay. I don't care as long as it's entertaining.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, I've watched all of Clint Eastwood's Westerns and enjoyed them all. Young Guns was real big back in the 80s. Those were Westerns, so I'm not afraid of Westerns.
Yeah, I never really watched much of any. I think I've seen little bits and pieces of some of the Clint Eastwood stuff, but never sat down just to watch it. So
right.
I think I'll change that up and, like I said, hit some of the Kurosawa stuff and Lone Wolf and Cub. You can check those out.
Yeah, I seem to remember watching Lone Wolf and Cub way back when, and I don't remember much of it. So watching it now would be like watching it new.
Yeah. That's kind of my thing. It's like, I'll check some of these out. Give me, if anything, just kind of like some research for telling that kind of story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm being told we're going to go over the rules, so here they are. All right, price is per piece as usual. If you're interested in claiming the piece, you can message Rodney's Facebook page at Art of Rodney Fike. You can message my page, Sean Forney Illustration. We're going to do a pencil sketch in the next 30 minutes. They start out at $35 or 6 by 9 inches. If you purchase during the stream, you get free U.S. first class USPS shipping. You can add on additional shipping insurance, bump it up to like priority shipping. Here's a stipulation I made last night. You can do the add-on for inks and colors with Rodney's. If you want to do it for mine and you want me to actually ink and color it, it's going to be probably several months wait till I get some commissions out of the way. Or you can have Rodney for the same price ink and color my piece. So just let the producers A and B know that when you shoot us a message. All right. Hopefully that covers it all.
I'm down for it.
All right. Now, having done all that, what are we drawing?
We are Venom. Okay.
All right. We're getting a countdown out there, producers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Bingo.
So I think I brought it up last night when we were chatting. Steph and I actually finally watched the Venom movie.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would.
Yeah. I enjoyed that out of it.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with the sequel and bringing in Carnage, because that was totally my jam as a kid. When I started reading comics like religiously and got a pull list and all that,
right?
It was right when they were doing the Maximum Carnage storyline. So it's totally right up my alley.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't Marvel, but it was. I think Hardy did a great job.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of funny parts to it. So yeah, I dug it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Spider-Man nut. That is totally all my jam.
Yep.
So I will admit I did miss the aspect of Spider-Man. I do miss the idea of, since now you got Spider-Man in the MCU and we've done all this cosmic stuff, hint here, Marvel, you could totally do Secret Wars and give us the real origin to Venom. Just saying.
Just saying.
But yeah, I mean, I still enjoy it for what it was, and supposedly they're gonna tie in a Spider-Man into the Venom verse there. I guess it depends on which rumor you listen to as to which Spider-Man it's gonna be.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just too dim-witted or not hard to please or whatever. But I just go into superhero movies with the just let it be fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're right. I did miss Spidey being in it. But other than that, really, it was a fun popcorn movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was totally just, chill out for the night, sit down, watch the movie, and, just, get some entertainment. And, yeah, that was, it's what it was there for. It's what it did. And, yeah. and it definitely still had that feel of a little bit of the MCU-ish type vibe of, they worked some humor into it and it worked. It was.
Oh yeah.
My favorite part was still when Eddie and the Venom symbiote are having the chat, and Venom's just like, "Yeah, I'm a loser like you."
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I was like, "All right, that seals it." I mean, it's totally works. Totally understand why they got joined together there.
Yeah, like I'm in. I dig it.
Favorite? Okay, yeah, there we go. Who's your favorite artist on Venom? What's your favorite interpretation or interpretations?
I'm gonna have to say Francisco Herrera.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, just because it was, people complain about him because they say he's too exaggerated, but that's why I love it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Venom is just exaggeration, so I just love it. Him and Ramos both.
Yeah.
Either one of those, they're kind of interchangeable. I think Francisco's a little more, out there, a little more stylistic, but yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say him, without a doubt, hands down.
Good call.
Who's yours?
I got a few favorites. I'd say probably my first favorite is, and this goes back to that was what I was reading as a kid and got me hooked on all this stuff was Mark Bagley. It was his run on doing Spider-Man, and like I said, I started like really heavily picking up stuff during the Maximum Carnage stuff. So
right,
that got kind of just solidified as what I expected Venom to look like.
Oh yeah,
and then,
your formidable years.
Yeah, and right now I'm really digging Ryan Stegman's take on Venom.
Yeah, I like his stuff a lot too.
And then also Tyler Kirkham. He's been doing a bunch of variant covers that are like store exclusives and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
and he's got a really great take on it too.
Yeah, his stuff is phenomenal. Okay. Bless you.
Not the Rona.
Not the Rona.
It's the catter.
It's the catter. It's the kitty Rona. Kitty Rona.
Oh. Tina says Tom Hardy is dreamy.
He is. He's sexy. Okay, let's kind of get that going there.
We got a quiet crowd tonight.
Yes, we do.
Well, Andrei is getting sugar high right now.
Oh.
So he'll be ready for it.
Andrei's freebasing sugar right now, I'm being told.
There we go. Be all hopped up and be all squirrely.
He's getting, how did that go? He's getting hopped up on Scooby Snacks. You son of a gun. All of a sudden, my lead sharpener keeps breaking my lead.
No.
Get to a certain point, it snaps it off. What the heck?
I couldn't hear that.
I said it gets to a certain point and it just snaps it off.
Sorry, I was trying to ask producer A because she's talking in the other room and I can't hear her.
Oh.
All right, producer A, give that another try. Oh, she says Venom looks like Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie Man.
that's Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Yeah, which you haven't seen.
Nope. What?
You need to remedy that.
Yeah, at some point in time, I might take a try and watch it. I don't know. I just never been intrigued by it.
Yeah. Well, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
So I'm still intrigued by it. I'm still getting shot down on this whole idea. But I sent the producers and you the message yesterday about the could, should, would, whatever artists have Amazon wish list posted up.
Well, you know, I got a take on this, and I'll make it squirreled. So I'm going to try to put this as delicately as I can.
All right.
If very attractive cosplayer girls, women, gamers can get on Instagram and take photos of themselves and scantily clad and talk about how they could be such good gamers if they had this console or that, and young, naive boys send them stuff. Why is it any different than us saying, hey, we could really use a new set of comics?
This is what I'm getting at.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I was going to say, yeah, so producer B agrees. So
I think it has a lot to do with your approach.
Producer A says it has a lot to do with your approach, and I agree. It's got to be tactful.
Right.
It can't be you out there begging for shit.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of going out and begging.
No, I don't either. And I don't care how nice you ask. I'm not showing no deep.
Well, a little TNA wouldn't hurt us all.
That's where we get squirreled.
Yeah, that's where we get squirreled.
Producer A is squirrelless.
No, but in all seriousness, no. I think that's the thing. If you take the tactful approach and you don't do it all the time, you don't use it as a supplement for your art supplies, then if you've got fans out there and they want to bequeath you things because they like your artwork and they want you to keep producing, then why not?
Yeah. That was my thought. You hit the nail on the head there. I thought it was a very interesting conversation point, and like I said, I agree with what you said there. I think it's a valid point and valid effort.
Yeah.
Steph says she's got the same feelings on that as Patreon. And it's got to be tactful. You got to have, there's got to be some rhyme or reason behind it.
Right.
I know my ideas of going and putting up some guitars will get shot down immediately, but, I can do it. It's reference.
Yeah, I need giant size X-Men #1 to so I can draw proper X-Men. So I mean silly stuff like that.
Right.
Well, now Kincaid has statues.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Kincaid is the one that brought it up, and that's what made me see it. And like I said, I was intrigued by it, and we went through his list last night looking at it, and it's like got art supplies and some tech for the computer and whatnot, and then he had some statues. Those could be used for reference. Just saying.
Well, I have to get on that reference bus with you there. Sometimes you're just not sure how to draw Black Cat or Spider-Gwen, and you need that dynamic forces statue or a Bowen bust or whatever. Sometimes you need to accurately have a full-bodied clone trooper statue, so You don't have to waste time Googling it every time you have to draw it, right?
Exactly.
Yes, it's a time saver.
Yeah, I could totally use some hot toys.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep telling myself that. So just know the wish list for Amazon is incoming.
Well, I don't agree with putting toys and stuff on
Right. I know. We're just being silly.
We're just having some fun with it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Shh.
I was only half paying attention, and then I thought.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're just clowning.
Okay. I'm like, you're not doing that.
No. God, hell no. I would never do that.
Never. Wink, wink. Let's see.
Hey, on that subject, I think it might be interesting if people really realized what art supplies cost.
Very, very true.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah, like I said, Ryan has a ton of packs of Copics, like the big 72 pack sets.
Yeah.
Right.
And when somebody sees that $500 price tag,
right, and they want to know why you want $200 for something, and it's like, well, I got 20 hours in it, and I got all these markers in it, and that's why I really want $700 for it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I'm working out a deal here, folks.
Right.
No, I agree. That would totally be eye-opening to a lot of folks. And I've got a really great for instance on that. I think it was a year or so ago. My cousin, who's got, I think at the time, maybe 11, 12-year-old daughter. And she was getting into, wanting to draw a lot and whatever. And so my cousin shoots me a message and she's like, hey, my daughter's, drawing and she keeps coming home. She wants Copic markers and all this stuff. And she was asking me a bunch of questions and I gave her some places that we normally pick them up from. And, I basically got back the shock and awe of, oh my God, those are expensive. I had no idea. And, and it was right. So this was probably more like 4 or 5 years ago, even if not longer.
Right.
Because we had just built the storage thing that I've got in the studio where I keep my markers, or where I did keep my markers. So I posted up the photo, and this was, she has a conversation with me a couple days beforehand, and then sees me post the picture with the rack of all the markers, and she's was just astounded basically how much money was sitting there in the little marker rack.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of those were bought with coupons and stuff like that. I know when we were starting out, we went to Michael's and we got the coupons, buy one, get one 40% off, and we both went through the line and used the coupon twice. And we did that every week, and that's how we built up the collection. We got all the pertinent colors first, and then just worked our way around it, and then that's how we started.
Yeah. I mean, where we started. That's where we're still at.
Yeah, pretty much.
I still try to pull up all the coupon codes and whatnot on the app or from the website or whatnot every time we go to places like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean that stuff adds up really quick. And it's crazy. I mean, it's like what we were talking right before we went on. It's like I just bought a couple of new inking brushes, and I hunted down whoever had them the best price or whatever when we got them, and kind of picked and choose based on the price points of them. And I like to use smaller, thinner brushes, so thankfully they're a little less expensive.
Right.
It was somewhere between $15-$20 a brush.
Yeah, I was going to say probably cost you $30 for $2, $30 or $40 for 2 brushes.
Oh yeah. And I think I got. Let's see, what did I get? I got 4 brushes. I got 2 Series 7s, and I tried Blick Studio Sables because I love the sable brushes for inking. And it's if I can get a couple of less expensive ones to kind of have for backups and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's
11 minutes. 11 minutes.
people really have no idea.
The one thing I saw on the thread that was kind of like a warning, I guess, is that a lot of the cosplayers that do that end up with people who are like, well, I bought you this, so you owe me this.
Yeah. Producer A brought up a good point. I don't know if anybody all heard that, but basically,
I heard most of it.
The idea of if you put up the list and folks buy you stuff, some people can get a little zealous and like, oh, I bought you this, so you owe me this, and I can imagine that being much worse for the cosplay ladies.
I was going to say, yeah, that's probably worse for that specific reason.
So for you guys, it could be like, oh, I bought you these. I want bumped up on the sketch list, or I want actually colored.
Yeah. People expecting favors, and I mean, I guess there's kind of a time and place for that, and that would be the tricky thing of like navigating of, if somebody were to, essentially donate some stuff off the old wish list. Is that like Patreon where you get something in return, or is it just strictly somebody doing a good deed or whatever you want to call it?
Well, I mean, you can work that in. It depends, like she said, it depends on your approach, because you can say, if you do this, as a thank you, I will do you a 5x7. Yada, and cover your bases that way.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of education websites that do it for classroom. There are wish lists and there's digital wish, and you can set up like a list of stuff you want for your classroom. People just donate it anonymously.
So there we go. There's our interesting talking point for this evening.
No, I like it. It's pretty good.
No, I thought it was pretty ingenious thing, and I know it was kind of a little tongue in cheek, but it was also some seriousness to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, this would be interesting to navigate this little pocket of internetdom, and could it be helpful for those that are trying to keep things going in the age of the Rona.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta be cognizant of the fact that the longer this goes on, the more people are going to be coming up with inventive ways to try to get things out of people.
Oh yeah. Andrei is in the house and said brushes are not cheap, and he's not kidding.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Unless you go Warner's route, and he was like, I just got him at the Walgreens.
I'll pick this pack up with the Piggly Wiggly.
It's where you get the Prime Art supplies.
That's right.
And oh no, I just thought about it because I was going to make a crack about the Piggly Wiggly and you're getting brushes. So I'm gonna be like, well, they're just using they're all hog hair brushes. And I was going to be like, well, all my brushes do come from squirrels.
Ooh.
And, sorry, Andrei. I like the Kolinsky brushes.
That's why Andrei.
Yeah, Andrei's got a brush factory going up there in Canada. That's what it is.
Right. That's what the real deal is.
What's wrong?
He's not rescuing squirrels. He's got a Kolinsky.
He's plucking squirrels.
Yeah. That was plucking with a P.
Yes. Let's make that clear.
Instead of the Siberian what you call it squirrels that they get the old Kolinsky hair from, it's good old Canadian squirrels.
We are both frantically filling in black.
And it's like gotta make that last ditch effort to get the spotted blacks filled. Five minutes.
5 minutes.
It's actually a little more time than I thought we had.
I was going to say, yeah. I think I can do this in 5 minutes.
And both of these are still available, folks.
That's right.
$35, and it can be yours. Or a great Christmas present for a Venom fan in your heart. Eastern Gray Fine Tip.
Eastern Gray Fine Tip.
So,
About
is
a
that
$40
the Andrei brand of brush? So I know we got a couple minutes, and we kind of dove into this quick so we could get Andrei in the house here in a few. Totally got to throw out a giant thank you to everybody out there for the Kickstarter we funded last night. Hard to believe that was last night. It's kind of been crazy nutty whirlwind. We unlocked them their stretch goals at the last minute, the 11th hour.
That's awesome. You guys crushed it.
Thank you. We couldn't have done it without you guys, pimping the hell out of the thing. So thank you.
No problem.
It was a mad dash right to the end. It was totally a marathon, but sprinting the entire time.
So my question is, who gets to do the map?
Squirrel. Rodney's trying to start fights already. Whoever gets their job done first. Oh,
Uh-oh.
there you go.
No slacking.
How about whoever doesn't get their job done first?
Whoever doesn't get their job done first. Either way, this is going to me. Because it was all my right follow-up to Andy mentioning, hey, it would be cool to have a map. And I thought it would be really cool, and I still think it is really cool. But
it's Spielberg's fault for making the Goonies.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hit me right in the old Goonie feels. Pops is in the house, says Venom. Woohoo. Looks a lot like Venom, though.
What's up, Pops? How you doing, buddy?
How goes it? And perfect segue to Rodney. What are we doing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, we're going to be on CromCon 8, I believe.
Dude, you totally missed my perfect setup.
Yeah.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. We're going to draw in front of people from 7 from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be making beautiful pictures for beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
Hey, you got that one. You redeemed yourself.
Okay.
And if I remember right, looking at the old commission list, I'll be doodling some venomized weapon H.
Ooh. Like the sound of that.
I'll let you know when I get to it. I know it's a version of Hulk, but that's about all I know about weapon H.
Huh. Little research, you say?
Yeah, just a little.
Little research in your future.
Pops hit up the comments there with the link, so folks check out the link there. That's where we're going to be for CromCon. Yeah, CromCon 8. Doing some doodles.
That's what we do.
Oh, there's the timer.
Oh, okay. We both pretty much got
Yeah, I missed the misspellings there. It's Vemon.
I've been spelling it wrong all week, and nobody told me.
Way to go, hosehead.
Hey, you all were supposed to be my proofreader.
Hey, I misread it 3 times in the comments, not knowing that it was misspelled. It's one of those things. As long as a couple of letters are in the right place, the brain does not catch it. Yeah. Except for Pops. Pops was on the ball there. Vemon. He's the Jamaican Venom.
Have you said that, Mom?
It's Jamaican.
He's Jamaican, Mom.
Yeah. Andrei says, time to pop open the McGoogleheim.
Pop says, I'm always available.
There we go.
I'm blaming it on Friday the 13th.
There we go. We're blaming it on Friday the 13th. Thanks,
Friday
Jay.
the 13th has struck the Tina.
There you go.
All right. Tell Tina I got a picture.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Producer A has got a picture, and Mr. Andrei's in the house.
Hey, Andrei.
Oh, well, okay. I was still adjusting my camera. I guess I'm here.
Want to go out? Here. He's out.
Okay.
No. Oh.
He's there? He's not there. He's there?
You're making me dizzy.
There you go.
What am I doing here? Well, that's not right.
Right way.
There we go.
There we go. Is that good? That's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's going on, fellas?
It's going. How are you?
Oh, just living the dream.
Eh?
Getting my Venom on.
I like it.
That looks good.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Getting the Venom on, getting the squirrel hair brushes made.
That's right. They got to age perfectly before you can pluck them. So,
See, you didn't think we'd figure out your nefarious plan, and we did.
yeah. So the trick is a very well-balanced diet of premium nuts from nuts.com and avocado. It gives them a really, really shiny coat. Yeah.
All the omega-3s, right?
That's right.
The omega-3s are crucial in a nice, silky, shiny coat.
Yeah.
Danny missed the action. All right. Here we go.
Danny. There we go.
We are Venom. They are still available.
Yes.
Dre, is yours for sale?
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale if the price is right?
Assuming I ever finish something. I just grabbed a piece of Bristol to dry my brush on. And I realized this is something I was working on another stream with you guys. And now it's like just random stuff. Oops.
Nice.
So that was for sale at one point. But yeah, this will probably be for sale if I finish it. Well, it will be for sale if I finish it. That was the plan.
All right, so there you go, folks. Keep an eye out.
My original idea was to try to color in markers tonight because I bought a pack of cheap markers. And they just came in yesterday. These guys, I don't know if you guys use this Ohuhu stuff.
No, I haven't seen those before.
Got decent reviews on the YouTubes of people saying, good comparable to Copics. Like you mentioned, Copics are expensive, so not having any exposure to markers, I don't want to drop like $300 on.
Oh yeah.
Right, so I got this for 50 Canadian. There's 48 in a blender, so I figured that's worth it.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, let's try to use it. And if you can see, I did just quick colors on the sketch.
Yeah.
And it still looks wet. This is from yesterday. It felt like I'm just spraying nail polish on it. So I don't know if it's just crap paper or I'm doing something wrong or they're just crap markers.
It sounds more like paper issue, but yeah, try out a few different stocks and see what happens.
Yeah, well, that was the plan for tonight, to do it on this Venom card. But then after that failed experiment on that Squirrel Girl, I was like, okay, I'm not going to risk it because it's been way too long. Way too long doing the sketch and transferring it and cleaning up the lines and whatnot. I was like, okay, I don't want to do this again.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that
Venom looks nice. I don't want to risk messing that up. Not that the Squirrel Girl's not nice, but
yeah, that Squirrel Girl's like my experiment sketch for all kinds of things. It's gonna make stickers out of it, but
nice.
So what are you guys up to?
Back to working on the Undertaker Hordak commission here.
Oh yeah.
I'm inking some of my Sketchtober cards for somebody that bought a nice bundle of them.
Nice. Yeah, you did some really cool stuff on those.
Thank you very much.
Not that you don't do cool stuff on other things, but I really enjoyed watching your streams on that.
Oh, thank you.
Especially there were quite a few of them where you're just singing to yourself. I got a real kick out of that.
Yeah. Andrei likes it when I sing to myself.
I do that. Entertained.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
Highly entertained.
I think that'll be my new shtick. I'll just sing to myself.
There you go. Well, it's like the little meme that Tina posted last night, or it's like promoting my comic by doing the podcast and joining other podcasts and doing all this other stuff other than actually promoting the comic. So now you just add singing to the mix.
That's right. Well, one of two things you're going to get when you come watch me draw is you're going to get the Bob Ross impersonations and you're going to get singing. So, and sound effects.
There you go.
So,
I love it. A lot of times when you guys stream in the morning, I don't actually watch what you guys are doing. I just listen to the conversation because I'm working.
Right.
Sometimes I'm on conference calls and I have the Zoom running as well as the Facebook stream. It's like, oh, so Andrei, what do you think of it? Looks great.
Hang on, I'm trying to see how Sean's doing this.
We got this in-depth conversation going about squirrels. Hang on. Let's see. Russell joined us. He says that's a sick Venom there, Andrei.
Thanks, buddy. That's I can't see the chat. Chat. Oh, wrong tab. There we go.
Oh, now you got it.
Oh, it's Paco Russell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Danny D says, I think Rodney singing and twerking will reel in the lady viewers for sure.
Nobody said anything about twerking.
Still early.
I said Bob Ross and singing. Don't be putting words in my mouth.
Russell, is your Kickstarter live? Share some links. And thank you, Russell, for that like literally last second thing that threw us right over the top, dude. The last minute pledge just made us hit the 400% mark.
It's amazing. Russell's the man.
Yes.
So is that your most successful Kickstarter yet, Sean?
I want to say second most. The one we did last year was slightly higher. However, we had a lower starting point, so I guess you kind of gotta like pick your battle of which way you want to look at it.
Mathematically speaking, when you look at percentages,
Um,
like this one hit 400, right? 400%.
400%. But what was the last one? Producer A is looking. Percentage wise,
And I don't mean to pry.
no. It's good questions. It's just good. Our last one was 338%, and this one was, but we had more backers. So it's kind of like an apples and orange thing, because on the last one we asked for 3,500 as our starting point, but this one we only asked for 2,000.
Oh, okay.
So this one we hit a 400% mark, but last one we hit 338% with 339 backers, versus this one we just barely breached the 200 backer mark.
Okay. So it's like being the tallest midget or tallest short person. Sorry.
Right. It's like
it's all relative.
It's again, it depends on how you want to look at it. It's like in one way, we hit that 400% mark, so it's more successful just looking at the percentage, but dollar wise and number of people that are getting the book in their hands, not as much.
Got it.
But either way, yeah, producer A just said, still amazing. Still surprised the heck out of me for it not being a straight up comic book and still able to hit the numbers that we did hit. I'm very amazed by it. Very, very thrilled.
Well, it looks like a great product.
Well, that's because we had a hell of a great group of folks working on it.
And I'm very happy for your success. Sorry, I got a hair in my brush. There we go. And not a squirrel hair.
I hate when that happens.
Let's see. Okay, Russell's got a link up for his Kickstarter that launches on Tuesday, so folks go check that out. And my mac and cheese post was funny as F. I did that at 4 a.m. giggling like a schoolgirl. How else would you do it?
You're so awesome. I'm not typing anymore. I give up.
Producer B says she's given up. She can't type anymore.
That's all right. Just join everybody else in not being able to type.
I'm right there with you.
Well, Werner's not here to give you a crap on your spelling.
Yeah, no doubt. Pop
Where is Warner?
What was that? Sorry.
I said, where is Warner?
I don't know. Haven't seen or heard. I got a text from him earlier today.
He was painting last night.
Yeah, he sent me a picture. He finished up that Iron Man.
Oh, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted it not too long ago. That's really tight.
I haven't seen it. I have to go check it out.
Yeah, it turned out really nice. He did a really nice job with that.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
And I just texted. I was like, "Where are you at?" We said his name enough times. It's like Candyman.
I was actually a little surprised that neither one of you guys did a Venomized Jason for Friday the 13th Venom Night.
Well, I just used my Jason from a couple weeks ago for when we did it for the Halloween sketches.
Oh, right, you did. Yeah. I
I went the easy route. Well, we were sitting around waiting for the pet value to open this morning.
What did you get at Pet Value?
Let's see. We got Indy a new leash, a new collar, and a couple of new toys. And he's already started destroying one of the toys.
Sweet, good job.
Oh yeah, he's in love with it. So, all right, I was told I got to explain why we were at the Pet Value. So we had to run out and run these errands this morning, and one of those was Pet Value. And all their information says that they open at 9 o'clock. So we were like, perfect. We'll go hit place number 1. We'll go hit place number 2. And by the time we're done at number 2, Pet Value will be open. Well, we get there, and it was like 9:20 something. The sign says temporary store hours, 10 a.m.
Oh, man.
And so we had to wait around for it to open. And the whole reason we went out and did this and didn't think to like look up any more information other than, hey, what time do they open? Not thinking that they would adjust their hours or anything, because they are closing down all their stores. They close sometime next month. And we had a gift card from last Christmas to use up, and the Pet Value that was like 15 minutes down the road from us closed a while back at the beginning of the Rona. And so we had to drive to the other side of Columbus this morning.
Can you hand me that?
To sit and wait in the car for like 45 minutes.
So Pet Values is shutting down everywhere?
At least here in the States.
No, all 358 stores.
I am just informed, no, all 358 stores are closing. So if you got any up in the Canada way, yeah, those are closing.
Pet Value. That's the red sign, right? They're like the big Best Buy type stores?
It's blue, I thought.
Or is that PetSmart? I always get them confused.
PetSmart's the one with the red.
Oh.
I don't
that's
know
not
if we
good.
have any pet towns in Cincinnati.
Um,
I just signed up for the loyalty program like the other week when I bought dog food. They're shutting down?
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah,
So loyalty, huh?
I happened to catch it on the news a couple days ago, and I shot Steph a text and I was like, well, we got to go use that gift card ASAP because we've only got like a couple of weeks to use it, because they're going to stop using the gift cards like early December, and then they close up by the end of December or something like that. So that quickly got added to the to-do list this morning.
So what happens with gift cards in the States when a store shuts down? You lose the money?
I believe so.
Uh,
I mean, there could be more to it that I'm not aware of. Like, I don't know if maybe they like do a class action thing and like try to refund money, but I have a feeling, yeah, it's just done and over with. Like if you haven't used it, you lose it.
that sucks.
Yeah, that's not good.
A couple years ago, they changed the rules around gift cards and like anything that you pay for. Like, you know, you go to Costco and you can buy like combo packs for stuff, movie tickets or whatever. And they always had an expiration date. Now in Canada, you can't expire anything that you pay for.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, I think they still do something like that here. Because I was trying to think about the details of it when you guys were talking about it there. They did change the rules where I guess if you call corporate or get a hold of them somehow, that you'll get a money owed or money not spent or something, money order, or maybe they transfer it to another gift card from another company that they're associated with or something like that, another business.
Yeah, because the argument was it's actually cash, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, Andrei, you want to see what I was doing today?
Yeah.
Sean's seen some of it, but he hasn't seen all of this.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Mothman pencils. I'm inking it for Sean.
That's really nice.
Thank you.
That's turning out great.
That's using a squirrel brush there.
I can tell.
All right.
Producer A mentioned something. What was that? Live sale. 28th. That live sale?
Yeah,
Small Business Saturday, November 28th. We're doing a live sale. We don't have details yet. They are coming soon.
Details to follow. That is all. Breckenridge.
That's as good as I got because it was on the fly. I don't know.
That's your Thanksgiving time there, right? Or is that the week before?
Yeah. So it's so because you guys got your Thanksgiving different time of year than ours.
That's long gone.
So we it used to be you do Thanksgiving and then the next morning would be Black Friday. Everybody get up and go do their Christmas shopping at like 4 a.m. or whatever stores did their crazy openings. And in the last few years, now places had been opening up Thanksgiving Day, and you could start shopping at like midnight or start shopping at like 8 p.m. or something crazy, whatever. So in the last few years, it's become a really big thing that Saturday to try to promote small business. So what I want to say, it's like American Express has been kind of behind it of promoting.
That's ironic. Sorry.
Yeah, right. The Small Business Saturday. And so you shop small, shop local, all that kind of stuff. So when Rodney and Tina were up and we were packaging up Roadkill Rampage, Tina, I think, was the one that brought up, it's like, yeah, we should do something for Small Business Saturday. So we've semi-devised some plans for doing a live sale of some sort that Saturday. But that's all the further we've gotten in planning.
All right.
And I love Russell's idea. Screw it. With Rona, we should start a new tradition, Blackout Drunk Friday. Why wait till Friday?
Yeah, that will slowly evolve into Blackout Drunk every day and then Sober Mondays. Because that's
There you
what it's
go.
going to be. Like, okay, this is the one day I'm not drinking.
Yeah, I could see it to quickly transforming into Drunk December.
Right? We got No Shave November, Drunk December. Winner.
So I actually found myself drinking a lot less ever since the. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The first month of the Ronas, I was drinking a lot.
Yeah, we were doing that ourselves. It was like finding excuses to like, hey, we should make margaritas tonight, or make this or make that. And a lot of times it was due to kind of over purchasing on the citrus items. And it's like, well, we got to use these up before we go bad. Perfect time to make some sour mix.
Albert's in the house.
Hey, Albert's in the house. What's up, Albert?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Albert?
Albert, we're having a good time. We're discussing Russell's new idea of Blackout Drunk Friday. And I've apparently missed some comments in here because now all of a sudden somebody's buying some space-shaped macaroni and cheese.
What?
Exactly.
It's like a special edition.
Let's see, where did it go? I lost it.
Danny says it's a pop-up auction.
Okay. I'm being squirreled on that one. I was trying to catch up in the comments, but I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm just gonna stay away from that one.
Hey, so you know what movie is actually really bad?
That's a tough question.
So I was watching earlier. Waiting because I was at the office. Blood Rain.
Oh yeah, based on the game, right?
I guess, and it's got like, what is his name? Ben Kingsley's in it.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, he's the bad guy. It's like, okay, how bad can this be? And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They're not mind turning that off.
I've heard it's pretty bad.
Jalen says Showgirls. Yeah, Showgirls is pretty bad.
Yeah.
This might actually be worse.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Is it as bad as Battlefield Earth?
Battlefield Earth. Which one's that? Is that with
Travolta one with Ron L. Hubbard wrote it?
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh, don't.
Okay.
Don't. Well, let's see. I should rephrase that. See it drunk with your buddies,
Okay.
and you'll have a better time.
And for some reason, I thought you were. What's that movie called? Battlefield LA? Or maybe that's Battle LA with. It's an alien invasion. It's about a army group.
Yeah.
That one was actually really good.
I was going to say, I actually like that one.
Yeah. What's his name? Harvey Dent. Two-Face.
Oh, Aaron something or other.
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that kind of nobody really went to see because it came out at an awkward time.
Yeah, that we actually went and saw it in the theater, and I loved it. And every time it comes on FX or AMC or whatever, I just keep it on. It's just a great movie.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good popcorn movie. He's great in it. There's a bunch of other people that I can't remember right now.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that Black Hawk Down feel.
Yeah, very much so. Isn't the guy that directed it? Isn't it the guy that did District 9?
Oh, I don't think so.
But it's got that feel to it.
Yeah, the aliens.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
and kind of the technology that they have, which is similar to what they had in this movie called Skyline. It's another alien invasion thing.
Okay.
And it's one of those like I don't say it's like a handy cam movie, like one of those handheld.
Oh yeah.
First person view. It's pretty good, and then just takes a really, really weird twist at the end. And you're like, what? Not that anyone's gonna go watch it, but essentially what happened, just like a couple from the group of teenagers that were partying when the invasion happened are the only ones that survive. And the boyfriend sacrifices himself, and because of his love or whatever reason, he's able to merge with one of the aliens because when they take over his energy, and then he becomes kind of like half alien, half human, and he just starts killing the aliens. It's like, okay, this is just a video game plot that somebody made into a movie.
Huh.
Warner says that was the movie with the people-shaped bubbles at San Diego. I remember the people-shaped bubbles, but I had no idea what movie that was for. So shows you how well that marketing worked.
It was. They made a sequel actually.
Really?
Yeah, but it might have been like one of those straight to the Sci-Fi Channel things, like an Asylum production.
Oh yeah.
Now talk about a cash cow though. That's the Asylum.
You know what? It's they make those movies. They seem to do pretty well. I mean, Sharknado's got like what 5 sequels or something.
Yeah, Sharknado's the exception.
Sure,
but they make tons of movies. And I remember looking at their website. We were trying to do a partnership with a client years ago with them, and kind of reading about the company. And they straight out say, we're in the business of making cheap movies. Right? They'll drop $500,000, $750,000 on a movie, and if that movie makes $2 million, they're happy. And they'll do that like 50 times a year.
Wow.
They got their niche, and it seems to work for them.
Yeah. They're not hiding it. They're not ashamed of the fact that they're making knockoff movies of every blockbuster.
Yeah. It's like the kind of the old trauma type setup, trauma, or however you say it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like they found themselves a formula. And if it works, more power to them.
Yeah, run with it.
Yeah, it's similar to Blumhouse.
Oh yeah.
Like that's just a license to print money, and every studio's lined up to do a project with them because they are low budget. Like the production value is there, but they do them really cheap and really fast. So they'll drop like $15-20 million to make a movie, and they're pretty much guaranteed to be like 30, 40, and then some of them are really good, and they'll make 50, 60, $70 million.
Yeah. They just launched that thing with Amazon where they've got I think 4 movies coming out, or maybe they have already come out, whatever it is.
Yeah. Some of them are old though.
Okay.
They just kind of packaged them into the series. Not that great, but
I mean, it's got their name on it. I was planning on watching it just because I saw their name was attached. I mean, that's what they're, they got that name recognition.
Yeah.
And I just saw the previews for that new their take on the Freaky Friday thing with.
Freaky. That just came out yesterday in Canada. I don't know what's happening down south. But
I can't remember how they're releasing it here. It might be in theaters and video on demand. Maybe it's just video on demand. I can't remember, but it looks funny. I'll check it out.
Oh, for sure.
Who's in it?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, that's right.
And I can't remember the girl's name. She's been in a ton of stuff. But
Isn't it, the girl who plays Tori on Cobra Kai? That's what one of the news guys said this morning. I was just kind of like listening to it in the background, or yesterday morning rather.
Maybe. She's been in tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of series and stuff. She's good. But the whole premise of a serial killer, or kind of like Mike Myers type thing, right?
Right.
Swapped bodies with a 16-year-old high school girl. And Vince Vaughn playing a 16-year-old girl is pretty good.
Well, that's worth price admission right there.
Yeah.
Russell says, if they make a movie on my book, it will be epic. $50 billion budget, $49.9 billion of it on explosions. Hell yeah.
Sounds like a Michael Bay film to me.
Exactly.
There you go. You beat me to it.
Yeah, he just had something new announced, and I'm totally blanking on it now. Oh, shoot. I was listening to it earlier when I was working. Apparently, it was a script that they've been shopping around for a while, and he got... What is it called? Ambulance? With Jake Gyllenhaal and Talks to Star. An action thriller about an ambulance. I don't know. They were comparing it to Speed when I was listening to the people talking about it earlier today.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, he did that Netflix movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
That was just so over the top. It almost felt like the movie was making fun of itself.
Which one are you talking about? The
something 6.
Yeah, 600 Ground or 6.
Yeah, we enjoyed the hell out of that one.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, it was just popcorn.
Yeah.
Like a great popcorn movie. And that whole car chase scene at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a 12-minute Alfa Romeo commercial.
Yeah.
They actually paid for it and used it for like a bunch of footage from it to promote the little roadster that they have. It's like, this is genius.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really loved that movie. That was a lot of fun. I want to say that's supposed to get a sequel.
Yeah, I now that you mention it, I think I remember them saying that they've already greenlit a sequel to that.
Well, it was a really expensive movie.
I know they greenlit the sequel for the Chris Hemsworth movie. The
Extraction.
Yeah, Extraction. Yeah.
I love that movie. That was great.
I had mixed feelings about it. Felt a little forced.
Yeah.
I felt like it lacked something. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it didn't quite do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's fair enough.
But to be honest, I'm a really tough critic.
Yeah, well, I admitted earlier in the podcast that I'm not that difficult to please. So I'm just a simpleton when it comes to movies.
Yeah. I mean, I just look at it for the entertainment value. I mean, yeah, there's some stuff where it's like, yeah, it's got to have a decent story or something, but other times, it's a movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, Battlefield Earth, that was total garbage. Highlander 2, total garbage.
Oh yeah.
I know bad when I see it, but for the most part, Phantom Menace. What?
Careful now.
That's what I say. Somebody squirrel me.
Squirrel.
The people that like Phantom Menace really like Phantom Menace.
Yes, they do.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched it, and it's not as bad as it was the first time I saw it. So it's kind of grown on me, I guess.
Well, it's one of those things where you expectations as well.
Yeah.
Travolta, and you were still hot stuff back then. Sci-fi, like, oh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, my biggest problem is I'm of the original generation that saw Star Wars when I was 9 years old in the movie theater, and saw the Return of the Jedi, going into my 9th grade year. So I've been waiting. I waited for Phantom Menace for 32 years. And when we got it, I was like,
not what I wanted.
Yeah. I'm 32 years was the wait for The Force Awakens. So from 83 to whenever Phantom Menace came out, what was that, 99, 97, 98?
99.
99, yeah. It was that was a wait. 16 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like, so I got a little bit of a different take on it because, I didn't see any of the originals in the theater until 97. They did the special editions. But, I grew up watching those things, pretty much religiously.
Right.
And, and that movie was coming out. I was like, oh my God, they're, doing a new Star Wars movie. And it was like, they're going to have all these special effects, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it was my junior year. So I saw it, I think opening day or the day after it opened, one or the other. Went and saw it. And then a couple of my friends had seen it. It was like we were all totally just enamored with it. And my buddy and I we went Saturday morning, took the ACT, and we had already made plans. It's like as soon as we were done, we bolted, went to the theater, and saw it again. And I think that was probably one of the first movies I saw in the theater multiple times.
Yeah. And
it was just because it was like, ooh, we got new Star Wars. And it was like, Darth Maul. So, that was the shit.
Well, the thing for me is, you got to understand. I mean, I'm a little older than you guys, so before Star Wars, we were going to the movies and we were seeing like the Apple Dumpling Gang and Herbie and the Love Bug and King Kong and stuff like that. So when you get into the movie theater and you sit down, and you have no idea what this new space movie is, and it's Star Wars, and you're 9 years old. It's I've made the comparison.
Eye opening.
It's like BC. It's before Star Wars, after Star Wars. And I've actually intend on using that reference in Peanut Pudding and Jelly at some point. But yeah, I mean, life changed after Star Wars. It really did, because it was just so awe-inspiring, so jarring, so eye-opening, so ahead of its times with special effects and stuff, that it really, I mean, for creatives like us at that age, it just altered the course. And I was kind of expecting that with Phantom Menace, and it wasn't it. I mean, it was never going to be what I was waiting 16 years for it to be. Same thing with Force Awakens,
And that's that's where I kind of learned to take a different viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I had an intern, or no, it was more recent. It was probably it's like 2 years ago. I had an intern, and we were talking, and it was right before Celebration. It was so it was like I'm trying to remember what came out at the time. I think maybe we were still waiting for Last Jedi to come out, and we got to chatting. We were talking about Star Wars, and like we were like literally sitting in front of the computer waiting for Celebration tickets to go on sale. And we took the deep dive into all the Star Wars stuff. And the kid that was my intern, he was 19, 20, somewhere in that ballpark. So he saw Phantom Menace in the theater at like 5.
Right.
And like he started talking, and like he's like, if it's anything, dealing with the clones, Clone Wars, this, that, and the other stuff. And he's like, I don't really like the original movies. My jaw was just hanging open for like 20 minutes. Like, what? And like, yeah, I mean, he had that total different mindset that he thought, the original trilogy was like too slow.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of opened my eyes. It was like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, the same experience you described going and seeing, the original trilogy in the theater, when you were a kid, he had the same thing, but it was the prequel trilogy.
Right.
And it's like, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a whole different perspective. That opened his eyes. That turned him on to all the stuff that he's doing. And that's why he's sitting there interning for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same thing, different generation.
Yeah. And
then the next day when you got a new intern, was it a better one?
No, he actually stuck around. He was like way into overachieving. But the other thing that I thought was just kind of definitely eye-opening for me as far as like all the Star Wars stuff is we went to Celebration, and I'm having a brain fart on which panel it was that we went to. But we went to one of the panels because Steph was actually there doing some reconnaissance and actual work for school. So it was like we went to one of these giant panels that was in an actual stadium, and we're sitting there, and they started introducing all the people that worked on various aspects of the Star Wars stuff and ILM and all this, and they brought out John Knoll. It was like, yeah, creator of Photoshop, John Knoll.
Oh, Jesus.
And I didn't know that. I had no clue. Like I knew Lucasfilm's involvement in Pixar and, all the stuff that they had invented that, helped them do all the special effects and all this stuff. I had no clue the whole thing about Photoshop. It was invented by John Knoll and his brother, and they were, at Lucasfilm and invented Photoshop.
ILM, yeah.
And I sat there and I'm like, and like the light bulb went off, and it's like,
I think your head about exploded.
and my head did explode. I mean, I was like literally sitting there like, holy shit, I didn't know this. And it was like all of a sudden all these things come rushing into my head, and it's like everything I do, no matter what it is, always goes back to Star Wars. Like,
Yep.
It always goes back to ILS.
well, but it always goes back to Star Wars. That's where I witness all this stuff in use, in effect. And as a kid, like before I ever thought about wanting to, draw comic books, the first thing I wanted to do was, do all the effects in movies, because I saw all those behind the scene things that I think it was like A&E would show, or whoever, of, here's how they did, the scenes on Hoth, and, showed all the little models, and they would, show stuff on how they did, prosthetic effects for different characters. And
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Tippett.
oh yeah, I mean, it was like I saw all this stuff as a kid, and it was just like, I wanted to do that. And then it was like, later on, it was like, got so much more into comics, and then, started hearing about this Photoshop thing as I was in like high school, going into college, whatever. And, I finally started learning that then, but had no clue up until recently. It was like, yeah, one of the guys working on Star Wars was the inventor of the dang thing. And, again, all this stuff, no matter what happens, it all gets traced back to, all those guys.
Yeah, Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah, between them and what's it, Skywalker Studios?
Well, there's Skywalker Sound, there's Skywalker Ranch, there's
The sound guys. They created all kinds of crazy stuff for digital audio.
Oh yeah.
That we use today. Right?
THX.
Yeah, the
Are they responsible for THX?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
That's the thing a lot of people don't realize is that Lucas made more money on his patents and stuff from ILM and all that stuff than he did on the movies, because none of that stuff existed before Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they're in a parking lot. They're in a grocery store parking lot in Bakersfield, California, and they've got the Death Star laid out in styrofoam form and plastic and stuff. And they had to invent the camera to go down the trench and film that sequence. That didn't exist. They had to invent that. Well, when you invent stuff like that, you come up with patents.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood came knocking.
And that's Steph's chiming in the background about John Dykstra inventing the Dykstra Flex, and he invented something else, and I'm blanking on it.
Steadicam.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The Steadicam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like
invented that. Yep.
When you think about where Lucas recruited all these guys from, he's pulling these guys from companies like Xerox.
Steph just said, like, these guys were coming from like Xerox, like some of these guys like had like zero experience. He was hiring these guys because they could build something, do something.
Well, they were all beer heads.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard a story about when George brought the initial investors out to San Rafael? This was before Skywalker Ranch. He brought them out to visit with the guys to invest in Skywalker Ranch, and the guys were out in the desert and they were making something. I don't know what they were making, but it's the desert and it's 300 degrees, and whatever they were doing involved water, and they were a bunch of hippies, so they just made them a makeshift slip and slide. And they started running up and down these slip and slides, and they were a big money mess. So when George comes around the bend with these investors, they pull up and all the guys are just coated in mud and stuff, and he's like, hey, this is my crew.
Give me money.
Yeah, their initial response was, what the hell is this? And then I guess they got all cleaned up and went inside, and they showed them what they were up to, and they were like, here, take our money. But yeah, that was such a funny story.
Similar with what is his name? What was the bad name today? Avatar boy, Cameron, right? And all the gear that he built for Titanic and for Avatar.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys, they were, creating so much new stuff, creating new ways to do all the things. They were literally inventing on the spot. And it's like, they invented computer graphics. They invented all the different tools to get all this stuff captured on camera, or make this stuff come to life, in post-production, whatever. I'm kind of losing my train of thought where I was going with this whole damn thing. But all this stuff just came out of them just sitting around having, necessity is the mother of invention. They want to do stuff, don't have a way to do it, and boom, let's make it happen.
Yeah, the funny analogy was that somebody made it, and I don't remember who it was, that the necessity was the mother of invention, and these guys needed cameras to shoot these things, so they invented them. And their fathers, their version of that was they were building bombs and weapons and stuff to defeat the Nazis. So one generation later, they're figuring out how to make these crazy camera shots and stuff. So, mother is the necessity is the mother of invention there, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. And go back to my original point of all this, is like all this stuff came to be because of those guys, and drawing out what you said, Rodney. It's like that affected you guys. It was like before Star Wars, after Star Wars, changed a lot of people's paths in life.
Yeah.
And like, I think, looking at it from my own viewpoint, it's like that kind of, created the path,
Oh yeah.
And then only, I only discovered it after the fact, because I didn't realize all that stuff. Cause, for me growing up, it was, it was a movie that I loved. And it's like, I saw all this behind the scenes stuff, but it was inspiration, but now it's inspiration more so in the sense of like, how much those guys, deeper context to it. It was just so much more than I ever saw just on that surface of, oh yeah, I love this stuff, so this is why I do it.
Right.
And now it's also, this is why and how I can do it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because we're doing the same thing. We're building worlds, we're creating environments and stuff, but we're doing it on paper.
Yeah.
And on the computer screen. So.
Well, if you look at it, and just going back to Cameron for a second, he's responsible for digital projection, right? Because when Avatar came out, he basically went to the distribution business and said, if you don't have digital projections with 3D by, I can't remember what his cutoff was, you're not getting Avatar.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's the same
that's
thing.
it. Everybody kicked out their film projectors and upgraded to 3D, and that was it.
Yeah.
Now, whether that was a good move or not, I don't know.
No, it was genius, because we get all the stuff that we get now. And again, going back to Lucas, he did the same thing when they released Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Because he did all that on video as opposed to film. And he had stipulations on, they had to have a certain sound system and a certain type of projection.
Phantom Menace was the first 100% digitally shot movie.
Yep.
Yeah, but Phantom Menace was available on film. It wasn't just digital.
Yeah.
Right. But he made the push for a lot of the theaters to make the changes. Like I said, it was either projection or sound or both in some combination to do it. So that they would get,
It was the first major live action film to be projected digitally.
First major live action film to be projected digitally is what I'm getting from producer A. So it's like he too was, one of these guys making all the changes, and that's why, theaters started adopting, and this was before that, but theaters brought in the THX sound system.
Mm-hmm.
A year after Phantom Menace is when they developed Dolby Digital Sound. Yeah.
And they apparently developed one of the Dolby Digital sound systems. I didn't catch all that, but again, these guys they're all innovators. They're all pushing this stuff. And that's Lucas's whole thing with like all the Star Wars stuff. It not only has to push the story forward, it has to push like real world technology. And that's why he had the complaints about the sequel trilogy, is like they didn't make any big pushes in technology to do any of this stuff. At least in his opinion. I don't know if they did or didn't. But I mean, again, it just goes back to that whole idea of like, because of these guys, we're doing this stuff. We, got all this stuff at our fingertips. And that's just, it's impressive that, most of the stuff is, it basically kind of come out of just a few places, where there was a group of just, dudes hanging around going, hey, let's make some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Russell brings up a good point in the comments. Saying, imagine growing up without color and then going to see Wizard of Oz, not knowing it turns color in Oz.
Oh yeah.
Like if that's the first time you saw a color movie, that like people would be losing their minds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, go back even a little further. Sound.
Right. Yeah.
Going to the movie theater for the first time and hearing sound.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People were totally freaked out.
Yeah, Steph's saying people were totally freaked out. Well, it's like, okay, so Wizard of Oz was what, 1939?
That sounds right.
1938 was Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
And it's like, those year before we were given superheroes, and here we are 80 years later. And it's just the history behind all this stuff. It's like, a couple of kids in Cleveland give a Superman, which supposedly is, the birth of the whole idea of, superheroes. And then we get Batman. Somewhere in that mix, we get DC Comics, and getting into kids' hands, and gives us all this stuff that comes out several years later.
Yeah, the whole fiasco, Wonder Woman and women's rights and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still need to watch that movie about the folks that created Wonder Woman.
It's a strange movie. It's interesting, but it is strange. He's great in it. What's his name? Again with the names. He played Dracula in Dracula Untold.
Gary Oldman?
No.
No, the superhero version of Dracula.
Yeah, I want to say his name's Josh something or other, isn't it?
Somebody Google behind this. Or hang on, let me do it.
Superhero version of Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula Untold came out a few years ago. It was supposed to tie into the whole what do you
Luke
call
Evans.
it? Luke, that's what it was.
Luke Evans, yeah.
What were they calling that thing? Dark Universe or Dark something or other?
Yeah, because basically in that iteration of Dracula, he walks into a cave and there's this demon there, and he basically sells his soul to the devil, to the demon, for these powers from the bats in the cave, in order to save his kingdom and blah blah blah. And in turn, he gets turned into a vampire because a deal with the devil is never as sweet as it sounds. And then the movie just goes weird because he controls bats, and it's very disappointing.
I actually like that one. I was hoping they would have continued that whole Dark Universe or whatever with him as Dracula, but yeah, Mummy kind of screwed that one up.
Yeah.
Oh, Louis in the house says, "What's up? How's it going, everybody? My absolute favorite Venom."
Sweet.
There's the Venom I did earlier. Andrei's still working on his Venom.
I'll be working on it till Christmas.
There's my Venom.
Well, it's not too far away. You better get cracking, dude.
Still got to do color. I'm still doing the underpainting.
Whoa. We are right out there. We got a poltergeist in the kitchen or something.
Sweet.
It's 9:30, Jen.
Uh-oh. I was just informed that it's 9:30.
Yes, I just happened to catch the clock and see that. Don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely at a point where it's probably a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. Well, it's your show. So you guys tell me what you want to do, but
yeah, I think we're gonna call it because for us it was a kind of a long early day, so yeah,
I'm still waiting for my sugar high.
Whatever. All right, so Rodney and I will be on CromCon at 6 p.m. tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
The link was posted up there. We'll share it out, I'm sure, tomorrow. Rodney, you're gonna do your usual 11 a.m. stream tomorrow?
Yep, I will be on.
Cool.
Nice.
And thanks again for everybody involved in the Kickstarter, making it happen and all that good stuff. And producer D is stealing stuff in the living room.
Perfect.
He's taking socks. He's good at that. Yeah, Rodney and I's Venoms are available. You can message us if you're interested in that. Andrei says everything's for sale, and that Venom will be for sale eventually. So you can get on the ground floor.
Yeah, looking for investors.
And Russell put up his Kickstarter link in the comments, so go check that out. Russell, he knocked us out of the park at that 400% mark there at the 11th hour yesterday. So return the favor. Go give him some love on his Kickstarter. And I think that's about all I got for this evening.
think that's enough.
That's it. That's enough.
All right. And I know producers A and B shared Andrei's links in the comments. So if you haven't already, folks, go give him a follow on the social medias.
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. I'll post my Amazon wish list there tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
There you go.
I was listening.
Yes.
I think it's brilliant.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Do it and tell us how it goes.
Yeah. You be the guinea pig. We'll sit back and watch.
Works for me.
All right, folks. Thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, thanks for all the great chat going in here. And again, catch us over the weekend, doing some live streams and the CromCon coming up. And everybody have a great evening, great rest of the weekend, and we'll catch you all on the next streams.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Guys, thanks for having me on. Your Vemon party.
All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye.